Okay, I'm sorry about that. Somehow I got kicked back out of the live. Little glitchy. I'm away from home, but anyway, I wanted to do this. Okay, that's better. I don't know what happened, but somehow I got kicked right back out again. So, I suspect you guys can hear me because I can see the thing, You know what? I'm kind of tired of this avatar. Let's go to this one. A little T, I think. There we go. Um, anyway, happy Friday, TGIF. Hello, everyone. Let me see who's here. Um, okay, Church Nelly, Denise Jones, Tanyo Sacconi. I like that. Gina Suchi, welcome. Mo Shannon, one of our mysterious moderators. She's here. Glad you're here. Tisha, Church Nelly, Denise Jones, Olivia, Olivia. Okay, Watson, welcome. And Letitia Malone. Okay, if you say so. Welcome to the Friday chat. Anna Espinoza, Annie Bullard, Denise Jones, Ifu Haman, Mascara, Caroline Sawyers, Lydia Washington, also a moderator. Uh, Anastasia Isabella, moderator. Tisha. And Church Nelly is a moderator, right? When she's not messing with that rheumatism medicine, she's a little slow off the draw if she's messing with that rheumatism medicine. Let me see. Miss Levi Hemmings, welcome. Ethan's husband, one. Okay. Well, let's not delay. You guys, as I am away from home, I can't stay on for 2 hours today. Nor do you probably want me to stay on for 2 hours, so that should make it easy. So long as both sides are agreed. Um, so let's see if I can get in and out in about 30 minutes if possible. I hope that works out for everyone. So let me see. I'm going to bring up my slides if it's not acting shady with me here. Okay. Anyway, I know you all have been praying. I think we're all praying for Prince Charles. We have to pray for him because I don't think we're ready for the alternative. Okay. I don't think we're ready for things to be any different because the last thing we want is old Prince Sourpuss to become a king. Oh, we don't want that. So, y'all, please, please, please pray for Charles. Just pray for him. I know, but he needs our prayers right now because the last thing we want is Prince Sourpuss. Prince Sourpuss is mean and vindictive, cruel. He goes to the same dentist as other people in the family. We just don't want him. We don't want him. We're not ready for that. The world is mixed up and confused and crazy as it is, but the last thing we need is somebody incandescent with rage. We need to give him a little more time and a little more prayer to mellow out because if he, you know what comes along with that baggage, don't you? This is what comes with it. You're going to have not just the Cambridges, but you're going to have the Middletons. It would be a nightmare. So I know I'm just saying what everybody else is thinking. Um, Believe me, it would be the best for everybody involved for Charles to have a speedy recovery. Now, Charles, no doubt, has exhausted himself because Prince Charles has been a little busy lately. Amen. He's been a little busy. What are you saying to me? Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. I could take a hint. I can take a hint. Give me a second. Okay. Satisfied? Satisfied? Okay. Let's see. Cookies and Creams wants to say hi to everybody. And I think Carolyn Sawyers wants to say hi. So there you Sowers, there you go. Anyway, so pray for a speedy recovery because I'm not ready for that. Um you know what they say, Nelly, you can't fly with one wing. So anyway, let's start off with something a little different besides that. Now, as we all know, Harry is insignificant, unimportant, yesterday's news. But thanks to one of the squatties, I didn't put this collage together. Everything on the left side, that came from someone on the Twitter. You can see that Prince Harry was trending like crazy yesterday. Trending like crazy. Okay? Prince Harry was all over the news yesterday, even though if things would have been the way that the social media, well, not social media, but the tabloid media, if things had gone their way, we would have been talking about a different royal. But as things stand, we did not, because yesterday was Harry's day. It was Harry's day, except for the fact that, they have this scare with the queen and the idea that she may have been infected by her own parasitic son. But we were supposed to talk about this. This was supposed to be William's big trip to the Middle East, and he was supposed to look like a statesman. He'd spent all that time, trouble, and fossil fuels to go and plant a few trees and hang out with another over entitled, overindulged. At least the other prince there actually works. At least what he does makes a difference. So the prince that doesn't have his hair covered with hair nor cloth, he's the one that really is just posturing. The other one actually has a real job. So there is a difference there. As most people, I prefer Charles to the oldest son of his a million times over. So quick recovery to Prince Charles. Here, here. I second that one. Um, it's just, I'm not ready for that. Hello, everyone. Here to all in here with heavy burdens, lay it on the foot of Jesus. Jesus lightens your load. Happy Valentine's in advance. Oh, the impossible, or the impossible. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thank you. You know what? I'm a firm believer in prayer. Even know that Mitch and Roland. Yeah, how could you know? How could you know? Nobody, even the tabloids, even his friends in the news media, even those people that were, giving him all of the help to run the Sussexes out of town. The calls are coming from inside the house. Even that guy didn't bother to report it. Nobody cared. Nobody was interested. But instead, we were all talking about Prince Harry. See, they can't control the message anymore. They have no control over when, where, and how the Sussexes hit the news cycle. And so when Harry decided that he would speak about HIV/AIDS and his mother's work, um, it hit the newspaper, or should I say, hit the newspapers, to hit the news wire, and it became a global story. Like anything else the Sussexes are doing, it's big news. So no one is surprised by that. Okay. So here's a little bit more. I covered this yesterday. And this, of course, was the Gareth and Harry um, pretty much just bantering back and forth, informing each other, informing the rest of us that the battle with AIDS is not over, and that somehow we have been lulled into a sense of complacency when people still need to be tested to protect themselves and to protect their partners. And there you have Rihanna and Harry cordially sitting together. They both took the test, and of course, this is actually an event that spurred so many other people into going to get tested. So, thanks to them, I believe it was like 500 times the amount of tests were taken after this meeting. So the tests went way up all over the world. People felt more inclined to get tested, and it was a win-win for everyone. So thank you, Harry. Thank you, Rihanna. And let's see here. Charles tests positive for COVID. We talked about that yesterday. These were some of the headlines. Um, Still, we don't know what the Queen's status is, but they said that she's going to be watched carefully. They said she was tested, but they won't reveal whether or not she's positive or negative. Which, by the way, yesterday, believe it or not, I took my first, on a little private note, I took my first COVID test. It was negative. I had avoided it all this time because I didn't want them sticking that tree trunk up my nose. So I avoided it. But I did have all three vaccines, doses of the Pfizer. So I avoided it. And I was hoping to get through this pandemic without taking one single test. Well, yesterday was the day, and I'm okay. I'm negative. So thank goodness for that. Again, that was my first test. Okay. Okay, let's see. Mitchum has come out with a new roll on called Rose. Oh my goodness, y'all starting early. Y'all starting early. Whatever you say, I have to be off of here in about 15 minutes. So, um, y'all have fun if you want to, but okay. So, of course, Centabale is one of Harry's big charities. This is one that they were not able to try to take away from him. He started this with the Prince of, oh, I forget his name, Lesotho. But what is it? Botswana and Lesotho is the two countries that the charity serves. And Centabale is for children living with AIDS, and of course, children whose parents also have had AIDS or died from AIDS. So I hope I got that right. But yeah, so the very worthy cause. And you can see on the left side, there's Prince Harry's real brother, Nacho Figueres. And here, okay, so Richard Palmer is actually saying that our exclusive story from this morning, Daily Express, the Queen did not consult the government over U-turn on Queen Camilla Downing Street was made aware, but constitutional experts were surprised that the monarch did not seek approval. You know why she didn't seek approval, don't you? Because she didn't know. How could you seek approval about something you're unaware of? Do you think she actually knows exactly what was happening? This makes that war on an infant child all that much more logical. Do you remember with the whole thing about Lily Diana's name? Lilibeth Diana? This, I hope that if anything comes out of this, that we will find out that Lilibeth Diana's whole naming issue, the whole war on an infant child, hopefully the Queen was unaware of that. Hopefully. Sip of tea. Sip of tea. Hopefully the Queen was unaware of that. Okay, so let me get rid of this, and you all go ahead and take another sip of tea. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Excellent. So on the other side there, Emily Andrews says, having met several times, I really like Camilla, but the PR campaign and the spin of the last week has been extraordinary. The Daily Mail would have been the first paper to lay siege to any idea of Camilla, Queen Camilla, that is, Now they are putting in Clarence House's hands. The invisible contract is real. The invisible contract, the invisible contract is real. Did you hear that? Did you guys hear Emily Andrews? Did you hear what she just said? This is a royal rodent saying that the invisible contract is real. Go figure. The invisible contract is, I had to keep saying that to myself over and over again. The invisible contract is real. Now, as you know, I'm no fan of Emily Andrews, and I have had to drag that beast in the past. I mean, I've had to drag her through the rose garden, over the over the boxwood hedges and everything else. But at this point, I am starting to soften to her because she said the invisible contract is real. I wish the makeup was a little more transparent, but the invisible, or at least opaque, for God's sake, but the invisible contract is real. Okay, Emily. Okay. You may win me over if you keep talking like that. What do you guys think of the invisible contract is real? Okay, next. Next. Come on, somebody. Yet the haters said Harry and Meghan were lying about the invisible contract in the Oprah interview. You know what? That takes me to my next point. Let me see. One perspective we know, as I pointed out yesterday, the Queen can't even give an audience to the leader of an opposition or any of her privy councils without permission of her prime minister. Isn't it then surprising that she wouldn't have consult a prime minister over this? Huh? Yes, it is surprising. It is surprising. And of course, right here, you have folks need to go back to the Oprah interview and listen again without the fake outrage. Harry and Meghan never lied. And every day, everything they ever told us is proven true. And that, of course, is when Harry mentioned the invisible contract. Harry said there's an invisible contract. I want you guys to, you know what? We need another little sip of tea. We need just one more sip of tea so we can get to the bottom of this. Um, if you guys can find that, just, you really don't have to look for it, but if you can see any portions of the interview and you can find the invisible contract, I really think it would help to hear it from Harry one more time, even though it's probably burned into our psyche. It's just extraordinary the outrage that the royal rodents are having over this Queen Camilla thing. I thought they were cool with Camilla. I thought Camilla was like the best thing since sliced bread. A real fashion plate, a tour de force in royal circles. I didn't know that there was still this opposition to her being the queen cohort. I didn't know they were opposed to her being the queen cohort. But apparently, there's still that opposition. Let me say, a cultish family. Yeah, there is quite a cult that surrounds the institution. That is for sure. The turn of events is so much more stimulating than a thriller movie. Yeah, it is. It's very it's like a soap opera. It is really a soap opera. Okay. Wheels is like one of those oh what is it? Kinder Kinder surprise eggs. Okay. Well, he is an egg, that's for sure. he he is an egg. That part I agree with. Yes, Baron. Say it louder. The invisible contract is real. Emily was hoping of the Queen Kate, but Charles is smarter. Yeah, Charles, I guess timing is everything. Wait until your mom could barely walk. I mean, the Queen has been looking increasingly frail. And as we have noticed, she's using a walking stick. Um, and truth be told, I think the Queen Mother was in better health at the same age. I may be wrong about that, but I know the Queen Mother had had like a hip replacement and she had almost choked on a fish bone or something like that. But it seems like the Queen Mother was in better health at the same age as the Queen is now. So, that is really alarming, not to wish anything bad on anyone, but is she's not looking very well. She's looking so frail that people have noticed. So, um, but there's all kind of subplots afoot. Like, don't forget this happened yesterday. They announced that Samantha the Panther, the one who stalked her prey all over Windsor and Kensington Palace, she's supposed to go to number 10, or they're trying to get her into number 10. But again, I say pray for Charles. Hold out for Charles' recovery because the last thing we need is to have that petulant child, William, anywhere near that throne. It just wouldn't do. I'm not even going to hide my discontent about it because I think it's just that serious. I mean, but directly it won't matter to the Sussexes because they're out of there. They're not subject to his pettiness and whims. Could someone please tell Camilla to stop using cheap bras? She can afford high quality support. Well, see, I've had my theory about that. You know, um, there's the 18-hour, you know, and I think Camilla's have gone through so many 18-hour cycles that now they're like, I would say 5 to 6 hours of support. And then after that, everything goes south, no pun intended. So I would say the 18-hour, she just needs some new. A matter of fact, she ought to start off with 22 hours. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're young. But she needs to start off with the 22 hours of support. And with the amount of pressure laid bare, I think that would probably take her down to 18. And then in time, the 18 will probably turn back into like, 16, 12, something like that. So 18 hours, Camilla, if you can hear my voice right now, remember, cross your heart, 18 hours, lift and separate just for the sake of common decency. And it must be Friday. I cannot believe we're having this conversation. Oh well. Yeah, well, she's Lydia. I've thought about this. When she's not conspiring against a 19-year-old girl, 18-year-old girl, when she's not conspiring with an against an 18-year-old girl, she may actually be a lot of fun. You know, she may actually be a lot of fun. I mean, she looked like she can drink any truck driver under a table, or respectively a lorry driver. She looks like she can probably she looks like a pool shark. I mean, she looks like she's a good old time. So I can see that she's probably good company for someone who is lacking in personality like Charles. But that being said, Princess Diana was of the opinion that she had all the temperament of a Rottweiler. And so that was Princess Diana's nickname for her, was the Rottweiler. Um, Yeah, so old fancy knickers, Camilla, she somehow won his heart and favor. You may remember this photo. This is the one time in life when Camilla got to be the pretty one with the Duchess of Elba. You know, she had to really travel the globe to find somebody that she can kind of look a little sassier than the other. But yeah, so you know, it's kind of like two apex predators in the same room. I would like to think that they would get along together, but something about having two apex predators in the same space, it's okay to put them together, but then you probably need to run. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying. They're two of a kind, probably, and but yeah, it's like putting a I don't know, give me two apex predators like a bear and maybe a lion or a tiger, something like that. Putting all of those in the same room. That's what you have when you put Camilla and that Carol Middleton in the same room. It's frightful. So yeah, I would love to see that. I would pay good money, but at the same time, I say run, right? Wilbur. Wilbur. Um, a horse is a horse is a horse, of course, is a horse, as you can see. Oh my goodness. You guys, after yesterday's podcast, I promised myself that I would try to maintain a bit of decorum because these are very serious matters. We're all worried about the Queen. We're even more worried about Charles. It's hard to believe that we would be so sympathetic toward Charles, but like they say, there's an invisible contract. So, this is how it all started. Charles pointed out to Camilla, or Camilla pointed out to Charles, more likely, that they had someone in common. And some people say that Camilla and Charles may even be blood related. Who knows? But that's what they had in common. Um, I can't say the word on my podcast, but there's no business like rhymes with show business, like no business I know. Get that? Rhymes with show business. Um, Everything about it is appealing. uh, but you know what I'm trying to say. There's no people like show people. Rhymes with show people. Okay, it looks like I missed a super sticker here. Let me see where it is so I can highlight it. This is my first super sticker today. Thank you so much, Gracie Infowabi. Thank you so much, and happy Friday to you. Um, anyway, so that's what they have in common. And then this, of course, is another cause for alarm. As you can see, maybe this is what caused Charles to react in such a way. If you notice, Camilla is in her rightful place at the very center of the image there when they were at the cenotaph, right? You got to get there early because if you get there early, then you get a chance to see everything. So Camilla gets there bright and early, and to her right side, there's Duchess Doolittle, right? Well, Duchess Doolittle is there, and so is the other one. Her oh, thank you for the super sticker, Yvonne Clark. Happy Friday. Um, yeah, so that's Ford Fiesta. And somehow last year, Camilla was on the fringe, on the periphery, and Kate was in the middle. Remember the big campaign they had about Kate being the future of the monarchy? Look at how she ends up in the middle. And suddenly, um, I guess Charles must have seen this as a provocation and decided that he would get to Gangsta Gan first and have Gangsta Gan declare that Camilla will be a queen consort. Yeah. Old Gangsta Gan was able to sign a document. Maybe she did know what it said, maybe she didn't, or maybe Charles signed it for her. But either way, suddenly Camilla is a queen consort in waiting. Yeah. And it just makes sense. It's the obvious way. Yes, it is musical balconies, Mo. It is musical balconies. They are definitely doing too much. Um, but yeah, so there you have it. So Charles obviously realized that this campaign that involved his daughter-in-law was getting way out of hand, and you know, God forbid that while the queen is frail and you know, not in a great state right now, somehow they have managed to leverage this whole campaign to make Camilla the queen consort. Yes, Gangsta Gan. Absolutely. How to play the long game. Diana did not stand a chance. This is true, Kathy, Gabby, Gabrielle. Absolutely. While we're having a lot of fun with this topic, and at the same time, we all know it's very serious. There at the very center of this was Princess Diana. Uh, don't you dare cut out the shade. Well, of course not. I mean, we got to have a proper amount of it. So, this photo doesn't reassure me that Charles may have a speedy recovery, but I hope he recovers just the same. Again, at the center of this entire epic drama is Princess Diana, the memory of Diana, the sacrifice of Diana. Here's that time when their car was attacked. Yeah. So, yeah, this is a slide that I put together the other day. And by the way, Camilla is in the pink. That's the Sphinx in the back, and Camilla's in the front, just in case there's some confusion. Okay. Um, yeah, I loved making these slides. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that. And as I said, oh, look at there. I'm running a little late here. Um, just sharing that with you. Okay, let's see. As usual, we have to acknowledge Diana's sacrifice for Prince Harry, and of course, that huge sacrifice she made to modernize the royal family, although it wasn't necessarily appreciated. Um, there's, nobody ever shown any gratitude in that family for her, but she's the reason why most of us Americans are here. If it wasn't for Princess Diana, I wouldn't know anything about that family. Like, for instance, who knew that the Queen actually had 4 children? I only had known about Andrew and Charles, and of course, Afro Annie. Of course, I know Afro Annie. I feel like I've grown up with her. And of course, this is the other child, the one in the maxi. That's Edward. Edward is actually the youngest of the Queen's children. He's the one that's making his debut in that haute couture maxi military coat. There's only one in existence, and he has it. And he's daring enough to show just a little bit of leg for your consideration. So, walk, girl. And by the way, he's on the right side of this photo. But yeah, so if it wasn't for Princess Diana, I wouldn't have known anything about that family. And then, of course, Doria, who is the very consciousness of the Sussex family. She's Grandma Doria. She's the one that has those two lovely grandchildren. So, of course, we owe her a lot for everything that she's doing for the family. And thank goodness that, she's not being harassed terribly by the media at this point. So, thank goodness for that. Okay. Other than that, I think I am. Let me see. I'm going to take a look. Oh, yeah, I had a couple more slides to share with you guys. Okay, that. Oh, and this. Yeah, yesterday I kind of tweaked that yesterday. I saw the thing with Sunny Houston hosting, and anyway, it kind of tickled me a bit, so I decided to make a meme out of it. And then added a little bit more to it, and I made it square so I could share it on Instagram. But yeah, so I think it's really funny. I love it. Okay, so you guys, I got to get out of here. And happy Friday to you all. I probably won't be back today because I need to go home. Let me see. I finally figured out what Camilla's was dressed in the blue coat. She was on her way to a hoedown. Let me see if I can find. There it is. She was on her way to a hoedown. A shindig. Yeah, she was going to. There we go. That's a little better there. There you go. That and that A cut, the A cut and the obviously 6 hour instead of 18-hour undergarment. I mean, oh, Camilla. And then let me move this so you can see it. I'm not sure which direction her feet are going. And that alarms me because it's like it's a brain teaser. I don't know if she's coming or going. That whole thing, is she spinning? Maybe she's spinning and that's what's lifting the bottom of the coat dress. Yeah, it's something weird about that, and I'm not sure what it is, but all I can say is that it bothers me. It's very patchy looking, and it's a real fashion faux pas. It's a wonder. Well, actually, it isn't a wonder. I mean, do you think Vogue will ever put her on the cover? Could you imagine a Vogue cover with Camilla? It would be interesting though, but I hope it doesn't happen. Okay, so let me do that and get to a few of your comments before I go. Yeah, maybe there's some kind of little sexy innuendo about her wearing one of Charles's blankets. You know how weird they are. A lift, a lift. I mean, that's the problem. Almost impossible. They're gravity defying. That's the problem. Okay, she was trying Diana's feathered look. Oh, that hair is straight out of when Charlie's Angels premiered. When Charlie's Angel premiered in the 1970s, nobody knew it at the time that that hairstyle was going to continue for the next 50 years. That is a 50-year-old hairdo. Okay. I can see you all just want to be messy, but I promise you, you guys, I am going to make like a tree and leave. I'm going to make like a banana and split, and I am going to make like an egg and beat it. Yes, may Diana continue to rest in peace. The woman who broke her home will even be queen. The Church of England glorifies adultery. Anna Orlia, you are absolutely right. And in the haze of all of this interesting reporting about the Queen and Charles, that's something we should not overlook. Kate, who dreads bowing to Camilla. Yeah, I've never seen Kate bow to Camilla. Now, I believe the rules are that as long as Kate is with William, it's no longer obligatory. And then also, if you have bowed or curtsied prior to the public engagement on that same day, away from the gaze of the cameras, then you don't have to do it again. That's why sometimes you'll see Beatrice and Eugenie when they're with their grandmother, they rarely curtsy because it is assumed that they have already done it prior to them, like, you know, stepping out in public. So I think that's the one of the rules. I'm not sure, but I think that's probably. But you're one thing you're right about. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Oh, thank you, Pamela Porter. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in the live. Thank you for the super stickers. Let's see. Oh, I got to scroll down. Sharon, yeah. Anna Espinoza. Yes, the shirt, the shirt, the church hasn't dropped a sermon about adultery, but one thing we know that has dropped, and that is the 18 hours has now dropped down to about 6 to 8 hours. That's dropped, but not the thing about. Thank you, Anna. That was a wonderful segue. I appreciate it. My warped sense of humor was in overdrive that time. I mean, you said dropped, and I couldn't help myself. Um, okay, I gotta go, you guys. All right, love you guys. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Um, again, let's pray for Charles because we're not ready for the alternative. Trust me, we're not. And yeah, it's anyway, I know I'm gonna light a candle for him. But thank you, everyone. Thank you, moderators, and have a happy Friday. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay, cheers. Love you all.